Hey, this your boy J Ray back with another video, back with another live stream, and welcome to Tech Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Again, I'm your host, Subzerojray, and this is Tech Tuesday. As always, guys, we got a lot to talk about today on Tech Tuesday. So, first off, I want to get into Xbox, the new Xbox One X. What? I mean, what is that? I didn't see it coming. I knew Project Scorpio was coming out. The other thing about the Xbox One S is that Destiny announced that Destiny 2 is still only going to run in 30 frames per second instead of 60 frames per second, just like it does on the PS4. So, I mean, I don't know how I really feel about that. Also, in other news today, Google hired the same guy that designed the Apple processor chips. So Google has hired that guy to design chips specifically for Google. But my feeling on that is that even though you design this chip specifically, it doesn't do anything if you're still having software problems. So is Google about to get ready and tighten the screws down on Android a little bit, or are they getting ready for something else? Another rumor that came out was Google was axing the the Google Pixel XL2. Now, whether or not that's true, we don't know as of yet. But I don't know. I don't know why Google would do that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Let's see what else is there. I was trying to find it though. Okay. Apple Watch gets a phone, keypad, and WatchOS 4, which I don't really use that. I just tell Siri what I want. Let's see. Hold on. Let me find out. Oh, Sprint wants you to ditch your carrier, offers free year of unlimited data, a free year. Let me see where I've seen that at. I know it's here in an hour. Man, there's so much going on. Oh, Seagate, 2 terabyte. Yo, Tech for your needs. How you doing, man? Thank you so much for joining. I really, really appreciate it. Seagate offers a 2 terabyte game drive for PS4. So that's pretty cool. But why do you want to buy a 2 terabyte game drive that you have to hook up externally to your PS4 when you can just trade out the hard drive that's in there and put a 2 terabyte in it? I don't know. Save your money and just do that. I'm trying to find, and it was earlier today where they were talking about Google's new acquisition, as the gentleman from Apple that used to design Apple's chips for Apple is now over at Google. Let's see. Oh, was that it? I didn't. Oh no, that's something else. Do. Man, there's so much on here. Let's see. Hold on, guys. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, if Google's going to get their own chip, if they're going to design their own chip, it doesn't mean nothing if Google doesn't do something about the fragmentation that they have. It doesn't mean nothing if Google can't give you the updates. It doesn't mean nothing if they only support the OS for 2 years. Come on, man. I got a MacBook. I got a MacBook Pro, which is what I'm using now. It's updated to the latest and greatest OS. It's not going to be. It might be upgraded to High Sierra this go around, but only got 2 years left on it. I bought it in 2011. This MacBook Pro will be 8 years old. We're still going to get another one, but it's still going to be usable for another 2, almost 3 years. I just want to put that in perspective. Is that my MacBook Pro is still going to be usable. It's still going to be relevant. Where any other computer or even if you got a Chromebook, it's not going to be as usable or as relevant as this. Now, could Google change that with this guy that's designing their own chip? Yeah, that could change, but we won't know that until we actually see what they do with it. Because, like I said, anybody can design their own chip. Anybody can say, "Hey, we got a guy that's designing our own chip," but it doesn't mean nothing if the software is not, number one, optimized for it, and number two, if you're not supporting it, if you're not giving your consumers what you need. Let's see. Okay, I don't need that one. Alright, I know it was this morning. Oh, sorry guys. I'm trying to find it. I read it this morning, and I was like, dude, you know what? Let's see. Third beta, Apple Watch, third beta. You know what? Why don't I just do this? Because I know I got it. There we go. Haha. I should have just clicked on the Google icon. No. Let's see. What it is. Alright. Okay. Manu Galati. That's his name. A longtime Apple engineer who spent 8 years working on chip development for the iPhone, iPad, and Apple TV. He's now Google's lead SoC architect. Let's see, it's dividing it. It says that Google, in development and designing its own system on a chip. Let's see, proprietary chips for Google's Pixel phone. Let's see. Yep. So basically, that's what it's saying here. That, yo, what's up, Gnome? Oh, Gomez. How you doing, Gomez? Thank you so much for joining. How are you? Thank you. So that's basically kind of confirming what I was thinking in my own mind. Is that, okay, they hired Manu. They put Manu as head man in the development of SoC chips. So Google's like, okay, we're gonna have our own chips, but your chip doesn't do any good if you're not trying to lock down your system. Yo, what's up, Tana Does Tech? Thank you so much for joining. So Google, I think Google sees that, hey, look, we're not really going to be able, because there's so many different phones out there. Do you know how many phones are still running Marshmallow? There are not that many phones that are upgraded to Nougat, and now we're fixing to have Android O come out, and you're not going to have hardly any phones that are going to get Android O. That's a problem, because when you're looking at 60 to 80% of your competitors are able to run the latest and greatest OS. Yo, what's up, Reggie? All right, you lurk on, man. Get your lurk on, dude. Lean to the side and lurk on. But when your competitors are upgrading their OSs and you're able to upgrade your OS, and they're doing it at, 60, 70, 80% when it drops, and you're still dealing with fragmentation. You're still dealing with people forking your operating systems. You're still dealing with people tweaking it to what they use and stuff like that. Yo, Tana, yeah, man, I can definitely do that, bro. Let's see. Let me move this over. There you go, bro. You got the power. I definitely appreciate it. That's for sure. That's for sure. Definitely got the power. You know, and the thing about it is that I don't think it's a bad step for Google, but I think it's a bad step for Google to try and do it on Android as it is now. I think Android needs to come out with Andromeda, and I think they need to start fresh with a new OS, with new stuff that they're doing just specifically for that OS, and just let other manufacturers have Android or however you want to do it. You know, yeah, no problem, no problem. Troll patrol. I know that's right. But that's basically kind of it in a nutshell. Because look at it, man. If we really want to look at the state of Android, Android's a great operating system, but anybody that uses Android can admit it definitely has its problems. You got more messaging apps than you know what to do with. You got video calling apps that you got more than what you need to do with. Oh, yo, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, shout out to the 92 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. Get that 100 subs. It's giveaway time, yo. So definitely, thank you, guys. Thank you. But, yeah, thank you. Yeah, and guys, if you're new to the stream, I want y'all to go and check out these guys that are in my stream. I'm talking about Tech for Your Needs, Reggie U, Tana Does Tech. These guys are awesome. They put out awesome content. They give you 100%, no fluff, no pill, no pass. You're going to get an honest review from the stuff that they do, man. So, guys, go and check them out. So, here's what I want from you guys. I want to start this discussion off. I want to start it off with what y'all think Google is actually doing with getting their own chips designed by Apple's chip designer, which is coming over to them. We still see that there hasn't been a good version of Android Wear come out. Android Wear, Google was advertising that really heavy, really heavy, and they still haven't produced any really good Android Wear smartwatches. The one that I was really wanting to get was the Moto 360 or the Moto 362. The reason I didn't get the Moto 362 was because it didn't have an external speaker on it. I love the design of it. I love the way it looked. I thought it was awesome. But, this brings me to what I'm saying. I think, my personal opinion, I think that it's great that Google's finally kind of reining in the wild west that was Android. I think it's great that Google's saying, okay, you know what? We do have a problem with fragmentation. You know what? We do have a problem with only being able to use these chips from other manufacturers that's not really optimized for our software. And you know what? We do have a problem that we're only able to update to the latest and greatest for 2 years. These are phones that people are working hard for, that people are spending their hard-earned money for, and it doesn't do good. It's kind of what, and if you guys get a chance, go and check out Easy from Easy Computer Solutions, but it goes back to what me and Easy was talking about, where you have people that buy a computer or a phone, right? And especially with Android, they don't really know what specifications or what what brand to really look for. Like if somebody asked me, hey man, what about this blue phone? And I'd say, well, that blue phone's all right if all you're trying to do is make calls, text message, and maybe run a couple little apps or whatever. You're not trying to do nothing heavy with it. You're not trying, it's fine for that, and it'll only last a year, so you'll get about a year out of it. But if you want the best Android, then I'm gonna say, hey, look, you need to look at OnePlus, you need to look at Huawei, you need to look at the HTC U11, you need to look at the LG G6, you need to look at the Samsung S8. If you want pure Android, then I would suggest going with the Google Pixel. And they're like, oh, okay, well that's great, but which one is going to last me the longest? And then my next question is going to be, okay, what do you mean by long? Is it going to last you a year or two? Is it going to last you 6 years? I mean, what do you want? Well, I kind of want it to last 3 or 4 years. Okay, well, if you want it to last 3 or 4 years, then you need to get a Pixel, because a Pixel, you're going to be able to get the latest and greatest OS for 2 years, but you'll be able to get security updates for about 3 to 4 years after the phone is moved on. After that, or if you don't want to do that, I would suggest getting an iPhone. Get an iPhone. You ain't got to worry about it. It's easy to use. Stuff like that. Kind of the same way with Microsoft. People buy a Windows machine and then they don't realize that, well, I got this Windows machine, but I got the least amount of RAM. I got this i4, i3 processor. I got 250 gigs of memory. But I'm running Windows 10. Okay, you're running Windows 10. The problem is that you're only going to be getting the updates for about a year, maybe two, before the computer just crawls to a standstill. And then on top of that, a lot of people don't understand that, depending on what websites you go to, if you don't keep your antivirus up, if you don't keep your security updated, if you don't keep your computer updated with the latest and greatest software, with the latest update that came out, whether it be from Apple, whether it be from Microsoft, Google, Samsung, whatever, and you start looking at websites that you're not supposed to, or whatever, and you're not paying attention to that stuff, you can kiss that computer goodbye. Dude, that thing will be locked down tighter than Fort Knox, dude. I mean, so people, for us, for tech heads, we pay attention to this. And I think Google's kind of saying, that some people have bought Google and been like, well, crap, I got to buy another phone. Well, why do you got another phone? Well, because this piece of crap right here done messed up on me. Okay, when's the last time you installed an update? When's the last time you used this app? When's the last time that you cleaned your phone out? When's the last time that you basically wiped your phone, shut it down, did a hard reset, cleared all the junk out there, cleared your browser history, cleared your email and stuff? How come your songs are not in the cloud? How come you're not using Google Cloud? How come, you're not using Google Photos? How come, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. And I think Google, for us hardcore people, for us hardcore tech heads, it really gets us upset when we're not able to get the latest and the greatest OS. Why do I want to spend $800 or $1,000 on a phone, mind you, if you're only going to upgrade it for 2 years? I mean, that don't make no sense to me. I can go buy a really nice laptop for $1,000. I can put a really nice stereo in my car for $1,000. I can dang near buy surround sound, wireless surround sound for my home for $1,000. I mean, and this is stuff that's gonna last. You know, I don't know about y'all, but I've never seen anybody replace their home theater system in 2 years. You know, unless they just cranked it or they want something new. You know, so I think these are things that Google has seen. I think these are things that Google is like, okay, you know what? We got to do this. We're going to bring in our own dude. He's going to design these chips, these phones, the chips. Everything is going to be optimized for our software, for everything. If people want the best, they need to get this because we're going to make sure that we're able to update this longer than 2 years. That's kind of where I think. That's kind of where I feel. That's kind of where I feel that Google is going. You know. Also, it's kind of like like last year Google announced a whole bunch of stuff, and it was like, man, Google is doing some awesome stuff, and it was like Apple was playing catch up. Now it's like it's flip flopped again, and it seems to go in cycles like that. Like 1 year Google will have a really, really awesome announcement at their developers conference, Google I/O, and then the next year Apple's like, oh yeah, check this out at WWDC. WWDC was a major win this year, and then come to find out, not only does Apple design its own chips that go in its phone, it's designing its own AI chip to be in the phone itself. Also, it's got its own graphics chip inside the phone. Not everything runs off a single chip anymore. So, it's like, okay, Google, so, yo, what's up, Phone Tech at Work? How you doing, man? How you doing? Thank you. I see you in here. Shout out to Phone Tech. But, so it just seems like that Google's taking a page out of Apple's playbook in designing their own stuff. It's kind of like, and I'm kind of segueing into this. So it's kind of like with the current generation of consoles. Okay, last year, Xbox 360, PS3 came out, and it was like $600, $700, $800, right? So PS3 was stupid expensive, and people was like, yo, I'm not buying that. I'm running over here. I'm buying this Microsoft console for $250, $300, and I'm good, and Microsoft had all the games coming out for it, all the exclusives coming out for it. Call of Duty COD used to get like all the latest maps and everything, and Sony was like, okay. So Sony took out some of the options on the PS3, like the front USB ports. They took that out. Then Sony was like, okay, we're gonna take out running this, letting you run Linux on it. We're gonna take that out. Okay, we're gonna drop the price. We're gonna drop the price down. So they dropped the price down. Then they redesigned it. Then they had some better games that were coming out and stuff. But Sony was like, you know what? Come the next console, we're really gonna knock your socks off. PS4 comes out. PS4, $500 brand new, 5 or 4. I can't remember what. No, $400. $400 brand new with a 500 gig hard drive. Man, out the gate, Blu-ray player, online play, everything, right? And had some pretty nice games coming with it. What does Xbox do? Xbox, not learning from the PS3's mistake, comes out with the Xbox One. Man, dude, didn't have hardly any of the software, didn't have hardly any of the games. It was huge and it still had a power brick coming with it, right? So now Microsoft, in releasing the Xbox One X, is playing catch up to Sony. Now Xbox is like, oh, okay, well, we got to do this, we got to release this, we got to release this. But somebody had written an article that said the Xbox did not announce any first-party games. Like the only first-party game that they announced was Forza. So we see that Microsoft was like, okay, Sony learned from their mistake and they capitalized on it. Now they're doing this like this and they're doing this, and Xbox is like, oh, okay, well then we need to do it. We need to drop our price down. We need to bring out something more powerful, and we need to make sure that it's designed a lot better. And folks, I see you with that new 2017 iPad Pro 12.9 inch. Nice, very nice. So we see that now Xbox is kind of playing catch up, and that's kind of how I feel that Google is. Google is playing catch up. Google was trying to do their own thing there for a while, but they kept having this thorn in their side called fragmentation. And people, Tim Cook was getting on stage and saying, well, our competitors, a majority of them are on Lollipop. A majority of them are on Jelly Bean. A majority of them are on Marshmallow. A majority of them are still on Kit Kat. A majority of them are still on, well, how many people's on the latest and greatest? Oh, well, we're at 80% on people upgraded to the latest and greatest OS. 80%, So they keep hammering it and hammering it and hammering it. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. It's getting through to people. People are paying attention and saying, man, wait, do you get updates on your phone? Oh, yeah, man. My updates pop up on my phone all the time. It tells me when I get an update, all I do is go in there, click update, and it updates. Well, okay, what about how many security updates do you get? Well, it'll tell me, it'll come up, update, I update, it's there. Apps update, everything updates all the time. I'm good. From my experience with my Nexus 6, that hasn't always been the case. It took me forever to get Android Nougat. I got several updates, in between there. So yeah, I when Apple says that about people being on the latest and greatest OS, I think it's reaching people. I really, really do. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. If the iPhone 8 is looking like it looks, and it's gonna have the tech specs that it's gonna have, wireless charging, 256 gigabytes of memory, Touch ID built into the screen, iOS 11 with the new control center, with new features, new everything, guys, it's going to be a bad year because everybody's going to run and jump ship and they're going to snatch up that new iPhone because that new iPhone is going to be nice. It's going to be real nice. And I mean, I'm not saying that to say like, oh, well, Google's garbage, Apple's number one, or, Google's number one, Apple's garbage. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that Google needs to step up their game. Google needs to be sure, and if they're going to, when they announce the Google Pixel 2, that it better be on point. It better have wireless charging. It better have dual stereo speakers. It better have, what am I thinking of? Dual charging, quick charging. It better have a very nice consumer-friendly design. These are things that people look at. It's got to be waterproof. It's got to be able to get great phone reception, and it's got to be able to have the security. It's got to be able to have the security. It's got to be able to have the guarantee that it won't just get the latest and greatest OS for a year or 2 years, that it'll get the latest and greatest OS for 4 years, 5 years. Put that out there. You want to catch up. You want everybody to be on the same OS. You want everybody to not have to develop. I mean, how would you feel? How would you feel if you were creating something, right? Let's say, how can I put this? Let's say you're making an app, right? But instead of making an app for one single product, you had to make an app for 100 different products, all different screen sizes, all different resolution, all different processors, all different graphics capabilities, all different features, quick charging, wireless charging, battery icon, whatever skin, what skin's on here, what skin's on this. Man, that gets, that's a little daunting, don't you think? Wouldn't it be easier if you just made uh, one app that was able to go across all platforms? You know, no matter if the processor is a little slow, no difference if it's an i5 or an i10. It's able to fit within those parameters flawlessly. You know, flawlessly. You don't have a bunch of phones by a bunch of different manufacturers. You got a few phones by the same manufacturer that's all running the same OS. So this OS has the same parameters no matter what phone it is, whether it's an iPhone 6 or whether it's an iPhone 7S Plus. They all got the same parameters, the same guidelines. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I feel like Google's doing with that, with their software. That Google's finally seeing this and saying, you know what, we have to do something to make our software better, more fluid, more user friendly, better. We don't need 5 messaging apps. We don't need 5 phone call apps. We don't need 10 different widgets that are all doing the same thing. Why do I need a battery widget on my phone when my phone already has a battery widget? Why do I need a flashlight widget if I already got a widget for a flashlight? Let me see. Alleged OnePlus 5 cases leak confirms lack of a headphone jack. Now, this is something that a lot of people have really been upset about. They're like, well, I use my headphone jack. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you, Reggie. So they're like, well, I like my headphone jack. I use my headphone jack. I need my headphone jack. Come on, man. Look, I don't know about you. You guys, I don't like that wire hanging around my neck. I don't. And especially if I've had several times when I had my earbuds plugged in, man, and I was mowing the lawn and the stupid thing got caught in the handle and I went to push it and the daggum headphone jack popped out. The earbud just jerked out of my ear. Man, that hurt. Dang, that hurt. So I was like, you know what? I'm not doing that. I went on to Amazon, typed in Bluetooth wireless headphone jacks. Bam, $12. Got them. Now, I had the little string. I didn't really like that too much, the string being around. But I was able to pop them in, sink them in. I was good. Yeah, but you know what, Phone Tech? Now, Phone Tech says iPad, headphone jack on deck. I got you, man. I got you. But I don't think you're going to be using your iPad to carry with you when you're mowing the lawn. I don't think you're going to be using your iPad when you're working out at the gym. Can you see? I'm running. Yeah, I got this big old iPad. I'm running, man. You might as well carry a laptop for that. That's all I'm saying. But like I said, you can go on Amazon, get a cheap set of Bluetooth earbuds that's going to do you for a minute. Bam, pop them in. You ain't got to worry about that. Why everybody's tripping over, well, It ain't got a headphone jack. It ain't got a headphone jack. You know, okay, it ain't got a headphone jack. If you don't like the phone because it ain't got a headphone jack, go buy you a phone that's got a headphone jack. Look, these right here, love them. You can get a set of Bravias, or Bragi, and Bravias, I think, has some too. Samsung's got some that are like these. Ain't got no wires on them. Last all day. I can hear stuff. I can play my music. I can talk to you guys, take phone calls, whatever. The loss of a headphone jack is null and void for me. You know. Yo, what's up, Kane? How you doing? How you doing? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Monstrous Maniac. Show some love in the chat there, guys, for Monstrous Maniac and for all you guys in the chat. Go ahead and give yourself a hand. I really appreciate you guys being here. But back to what I was saying. So you're upset because you ain't got a headphone jack. Look, this hardware right here, this is getting obsolete. I'm going to tell you, this is getting obsolete. You're going to have glasses that's going to have AR in it. You'll be able to see anything you want to do. You look up something, you're going to be able to see it. You're going to have watches that are going to have your AI assistant built in. You ain't even going to carry your phone. I mean, yeah, that's it. Thank you, Tana. Yeah, the Samsung Icon earbuds. Thank you. And got a lot of functionality, too, for you, all you Samsung Knights out there walking around. You can press pause, forward, rewind, hit your S voice or your Google Assistant on there. You're good, you know. But like I was saying, you know, phones are getting obsolete, guys. We're coming to AR. There's going to be AR, artificial reality, in your glasses where when you're walking down the road, it'll come up, you see a restaurant, and the reviews will come up just across your glasses like, oh, yeah, that one got 4 stars. Okay, it's moderately priced. Let's go in there. Or you're driving down the road, and you're trying to remember which exit, and it pops up in your right eye. Hey, man, take the right exit right here. You need to get over in this lane, and the speed limit is so-and-so. Oh, okay, cool. I got it. You know, but like I said, your assistant, this is going to be your phone before too long. And then when this is gone, it's going to be in here. This is going to be your assistant and your phone and everything. I mean, crap, man. That's where it's going. So the arguing, the only thing that it's not about the hardware. And I've said that so many times, guys. If you're in my chat and you've watched my YouTube channel and you've seen me do Tech Tuesday, what do I always say? It's not about the hardware. It's about the software. If the software ain't no good, it don't matter what the hardware is. See, there you go, Reggie. Already see. That's why your glass is going to get shut down because you're going to be watching the wrong thing. You're going to be walking around blind. Talking about, I can't see nothing. I got a virus. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, Iron Man glasses. I mean, still, the technology is so cool. All the technology is so cool. That's what I'm saying. Everything's moving to the digital assistant. Everything's moving to AI. Everything's moving away from the phone. You know, everything's moving away from that to where you don't have to carry around your phone anymore. It's going to be, before too long, you don't have to carry around keys. You're not going to have a key for your car. You're not going to have a key for your house. You're not going to have a key for anything else, because think about it. I want you guys to think for a minute. Think back 10, 15 years ago. Would you have ever thought 10 or 15 years ago that we would have door locks on our house that you walk up to in your phones in your pocket and it just unlocks? Did you ever think that we would have thermostats in our house that we could say, hey, set the temperature to 70 degrees, and it sets like that? You know, who would have thought that we have all this technology that's coming out, and people are still arguing over hardware? It's not about hardware. It's about software. It's about the integration of software and the integration up to where it's going to. You know, to where, like I said, you're gonna have AR glasses. You're gonna have an assistant that's sitting in an earbud. You're gonna have more power in your watch than you currently have in your cell phone. You know, that's that's where it's going. That's where I feel that tech is really, really going. You know, to where when you say something like, hey, show me what's at the movie theaters, and it pops up on your glasses and tells you, okay, this is currently what's playing at the movie theaters, and it tells you every movie, and you, man, and then it asks you, and then you got your earbuds in, and it says, hey, would you like to purchase tickets? Yeah, I want to purchase 2 adult tickets to Iron Man 4. Oh, okay. Here you go. Confirming your purchase for 2 tickets to go see Iron Man 4. Please show, please show the ticket holder your watch when you get up there. I already do that. Guys, the last time I bought movie tickets, I went on, all I do, I go to Fandango, I download the app, it puts a QR code on my watch, and then I walk up there and I say, beep, and the dude scans it. Beep, dude scans it. And we walk right into the theater and go watch our tickets. I haven't gone to the counter and said, yeah, I need 2 tickets to Iron Man 4, please. Oh, that'll be da 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 da. Okay, let me get my debit card out. Let me do this. Let me do that. I mean, how many of you guys use Samsung Pay? How many of you guys have a Samsung Galaxy Gear S2 or Gear S3 that's got Samsung Pay in it? Can you honestly think when was the last time you actually had to pull your debit card out? Or if you use Apple Pay a lot, you know the convenience of just walking up there and going, beep. I mean, Apple paying with my watch. Beep. It's done. So arguing about hardware, arguing about, this phone, that phone, stuff like that, that's gonna be null and void. It really is. Yeah, exactly. That's and hold on, guys. I'm gonna get me a drink of water, but yeah, Reggie, watch tickets like a bot. Exactly, dude. When you walk in there and the guy's looking at your ticket, and you say, "Here, man, scan my code," you know, and they scan your QR code, and you walk right into the movies. Come on, man, that's baller status. Hold on, let me get some water. Oh. Samsung Pay, Samsung Pay stays winning. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. I mean, look at the convenience of it. You know, 10, 15 years ago, we would not even be able to have fathomed this. You know, um, I mean, this is stuff that even my parents are like blown away. Wow, you know, now, I'm gonna hit you with this now. Think about the time, and I want y'all to comment on this. Think about the time you first seen an LCD screen showing turn by turn navigation. I mean, we've known about Sirius satellite, XM satellite radio. That was a mind blower. It's like, man, no commercials. I can just listen to music all the time, and I ain't got to hear no DJ or nothing like that. No commercial popping up all the time. And then they said, oh, but wait, here, let's put this touch screen in your car, and it's going to give you turn by turn directions. What? You mean all I have to do is type in the destination, and it'll show up on the screen, and I can go. It'll just tell me what exit I need to get off, or if there's road construction. Man, First time I seen it, my let's see, well, and my very first experience with it was yeah, the Garmin phone. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Exactly. Look, the first time I dealt with it on a personal level, on a personal experience, we bought my very first brand new car I ever owned. Toyota Prius. 2013 Toyota Prius. Very first brand new car I ever owned. Got the touch screen on it, got the navigation on it, got all that, right? And we were taking a trip. And my father-in-law was like, "Well, here, you want to use the Garmin or whatever?" And I was like, "No, dude. No, I got it right here. I got it in the dash. Look." And I typed it out. I typed out the number. Now, granted, before that, I was just using my phone. I had one of them phone holders that stuck up in the car like that. And you had to look at your phone and was like, okay, I got to turn over here. You had the sticky suction cup window thing that stuck on the window. Then you had to have the cord plugged up to your phone. Then you had to have the destination pre-typed. Then you had to hit go and stuff like that. Look, man, uh, my father-in-law was like, "Oh yeah, dude, I like my Prius a lot." Reggie U says, "Yeah, Texas crazy. All that stuff is on our phones now. Entire encyclopedias on your phone." Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like before, I was using my iPhone, right, to navigate. Well, I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but it was burning up because I had to have the phone plugged up. Then I was trying to run Bluetooth to the to one of them little FM transmitters that I have plugged into the factory radio in our other car, and had one of them little suction cup things, had the phone that was stuck up in the suction cup thing, and if something happened, it'd just fall off in the floor and stuff like that. Man, I hated that. I hated that when that suction cup come loose and you were driving down the road because my phone hit me in my ankle, man, and that stuff hurt. I was like, crap. But when we got the Toyota and it was right there in the dash, and I wasn't really having. I mean, my phone was using the data, but I was still streaming all the music through my phone, and it was giving me turn by turn and all like that. And I didn't have no suction cup on the deal. It was right here where I could see it. It'd say over the speakers where I could actually hear it that, oh, you need to turn here. You need to do this. My father-in-law had one of them Garmin units, and it had the suction cup thing, and you had to get on the computer and put your destination in there beforehand and all like this. Well, he was like, "Well, here, you want to use my Garmin?" "Why do I want to use your Garmin, dude? I got navigation right here." Dude, I typed it in. I was like, beep, 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 beep. Typed in where I was going and was like, bam. It popped up where I was going, and we were gone and didn't miss a lick. Dude, dude, and it blew my mind that I was able to do this because used to when I went somewhere, I had to go on MapQuest and I had to print out the directions on MapQuest, or I just pack up and just head off down there like, okay, dude, we're gonna go down here, we're gonna use this map, whatever, and we're just gonna go. I drove to Shreveport, Louisiana. I was gonna try and do this job career thing where they train you and stuff like that. And I thought, man, I'm just gone. And I just drove off down there. I knew it was on this street. So I think I drove around Shreveport for maybe 15, 20 minutes, found the street, was like, okay, took off down there. I found the spot. But, man, I could have been there in 2 minutes had I had navigation. Reggie says we're in Android Auto and Apple CarPlay times now. Exactly. And this is what I'm talking about. See, now check this. Before, I was having to input the information into Toyota's own navigation thing I had to type it out, peck it out, put in the uh oh yeah. Oh, sweet, Tana, sweet. Sweet. Yeah, that Avalon's nice, dude. That Avalon. And dude, I'm liking that Lexus. I like that. I've always been a fan of the Lexus, dude. Lexus 250, 350, whew, the IF series. Mm. But I'm gonna tell you, Tana, my dream, dude. I got two cars that I really, really want bad. My dream car, number one, is a Porsche 911 Turbo. Always loved Porsche. I love the look of a Porsche. Porsche is just sexy to me. Number two, Tesla Model S. Man, I like that Tesla. But yeah, Reggie, to get back to your point, if all the manufacturers, if all the automobile manufacturers were to adopt Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, instead of having to input everything and go through this manufacturer's UI and all this crap, um, man, all you have to do is say, "Okay, Google, give me directions to Boston, Massachusetts. I wanna go up to New York City, New York," and it does it, right there and then, you know, and you don't have to spend time going beep 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 beep. If you need to make a detour, it pops up as a detour. You can still the layout on your phone is the same way that it looks on your dash. Why more manufacturers will not pick up Android Auto and Google Play? I mean, and Apple Play or Android Auto and Apple CarPlay? I don't understand it. It does not make any sense to me. Hmm. Let's see. Reggie says that Avalon is boss. Yeah, dude. Avalon's pimp. Avalon's always pimp, dude. Like what was it Lil Wayne said? How that leather feel. Shoot, no, what was it he said? My leather's so soft. That's what it was. My leather's so soft. Um, Tanner says, yeah, that Lexus is sick. Already, man. You already know, dude. That Lexus, man, that Lexus is clean. Um, Tanner says 911 is fast, and that Model S is boss. Yeah, man, that 911. But the thing about the 911 is I love the design of the 911. To me, the 911 is a timeless design and masterpiece. Same with the Model S. The Model S just has that beautiful, beautiful design. All glass panoramic roof that goes front to back. Air ride, leather, the finest leather on the inside. And then the tech, autopilot. Hang on, let me switch hands. Autopilot, um, cruise control, which self parking, summoning, uh, man, the 7-inch center console. I mean, dude, no, 12-inch. Anyway, it's freaking huge. The center console, ludicrous speed, 0 to 60 in 2.2, 300 plus miles on a single charge, quick charge, dude, free charging at any Tesla fill-up station. Man, two trunks, all-wheel drive, dude. I mean, you walk up to the car, you can summon it out of your garage, and then you can park it, let it park itself in your garage. You walk up to it, the door handles automatically pop out of the door. Dude, that's just stupid sick. Dude, that's just I've seen two of them. I've seen two of them in my life, and man, if I didn't have so much self control, them people would have walked out. of wherever they was, and they would have seen me laying on their car going, dude, I've been licking the door handles talking about mine. Yeah, dude, it's 2 point. I think it's for the P100D. It's 2.2 seconds, 0 to 60. Tana, it's what I think it is. Hold on, and I will look that up real quick because I really don't want to tell y'all wrong. Let's see, 0 to 60 Tesla. Do, 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 do. Oh, okay. P100D, 0 to 60 in 2.28 seconds. That's what it is. 2.28 seconds. Man, that is okay. And see, dude, that is just freaking sick. Now, on Tesla saying that it is. I'm on their website right now. Okay, they're saying 2.5 seconds. Still, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, exactly. Doing Dodge Demon numbers, and look how expensive. I mean, which if you're going to pay for a Dodge Demon, I mean, you're basically you're going to pay over $100,000 for a Tesla. You know, I mean that's just if you're getting the P100D, you're going to pay over $100,000. But I'm not hating on you. If you can afford to spend $100,000 on a Tesla and ride in a Tesla or a Dodge Demon or whatever, hey man, all I want, let me ride. Can I ride in it, please? Please? Reggie says, dang, need to wear a brace so you don't break your neck doing ludicrous speed. Hey, man, dude, it's so fast that it pulls a G of gravity when it's taken off. That is crazy. That is crazy. Man, that's crazy. But that's what I'm saying. This is where we're starting to see tech. The things that we're able to do with technology right now is just crazy. Crazy. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's not about the hardware anymore. It's not about oh man, it's not about, you know, whether you own Android or Apple or nothing like that. It's about the software and who's making the best software. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking that Google's finally getting it. Google's finally saying, look, we have to lock down our software. If we don't lock it down, people are going to be leaving us in droves, or other manufacturers are going to be creating their own software to compete with us because they're losing customers because they're not able to update it in a timely manner. Because it has to go through this carrier, it has to go through this other part, and this person, it's got to go through all these channels before we finally get it in to us to do our update so we can push it out to you. So, like I was saying, Nougat might have been announced, but it's going to take you a year, 8 months to a year before you get it. And I think Google's really finally getting the hint on that and trying to rein in their software. You know, I mean, I think it would be awesome. I think it would be awesome, like if Tesla integrated Android Auto and Apple Pay into their system. You know, I think that would be awesome. I really do. I think it would be awesome if every manufacturer offered you the choice of Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Because, like I said, you know, used to where we were having to type in directions, used to when we were having to take that time and print out MapQuest, now I can just say, hey, okay, Google, give me directions to Blue Monkey in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Blue Monkey is going to be an hour and 30-minute drive from here to Hot Springs, Arkansas on the main drag, which is Highway 8 to Highway 8 or Avenue 8 or whatever it is. Let's see. Tina says you're right because Samsung has already been perfecting Tizen overseas and will be released in a few years in the States because of Google's inconsistent performing OS and late update rollouts. But can you blame them? Can you really blame Samsung and these other manufacturers for pushing their own software? Think about it. Google basically came up with Android as a way to sell you more ads, to sell your information, to sell stuff to you. If you have my software and you're looking at it all the time, and every time you unlock your phone, there's an ad on there, whether you buy something off of it or not, it don't matter because that the person who paid me a bunch of money to allow them to put their ad on my software, I just made money. It don't matter whether you buy it or not. I just made money off of that. That's what I'm talking about. U.S. Knights talked about that a few days ago with an insider. Yeah, we already knew it was coming. We seen the writing on the wall. Look at the Samsung Galaxy Gear S3. Do you think it's running Android Wear? No, sir. No Android Wear. No. We run only Samsung Tizen. Samsung Tizen on that S3. Why didn't they run Android Wear? Same reason they're trying to get away from Google. Because they can control it. They can control every aspect of it. They can control the updates. They can control how it works. They can control when it's going to get an update, how it functions, how it works, and they're not having to go through lines and lines and lines and lines and lines and lines of different codes because you got Android code, then you got the Samsung Skin, then you got this other crap. No, they're not having to do all that. They're able to do everything that they want to do with Tizen because it's theirs. It's in-house. That's why I feel like that Google's really cracking down on this stuff because eventually, and I think Google sees the writing on the wall, if Google does not get their crap in line with the next Pixel phone, if they really don't hit it out the park with the next Pixel phone and with Android O, you're going to see a falling away. You're going to see a really big falling away. You're going to have some people go to Apple, and then you're going to have some people that will go to Samsung and happily buy a Tizen phone from Samsung. Or what about LG's? Or what about HTC's? Sense? Don't think that none of these other manufacturers have to rely on Google. Like I said, Google created Android to be able to sell more ads to you and to be able to use your information to sell to manufacturers. If they know that you like going to this restaurant every day, well, Groupon says, hey, we got an ad for him. We got an ad for you in your restaurant. We're going to paste it right on the front of your phone. Okay, it don't matter if you're not going to that restaurant that day, you ain't got to unlock it or use that ad because they've already got their money. They've already got their money, whether you use that ad or not. And I can honestly say that's something that I do like about Apple is even though Apple knows a lot about me, about who I am, about where I go, navigation, the apps I use a lot, privacy. Privacy is a big thing. When Apple's telling the U.S. government, we're not unlocking that phone. We're not unlocking that phone because that's their phone. They bought it. It's not on us. You know, I'd rather go with somebody that knows a lot about me but respects me enough to not be prying into everything that I do. Not that I'm doing anything bad or not that I'm doing anything wrong. It's just decency. You see what I'm saying? If I knew every day at 12 o'clock that you were jumping in to take a shower, and this is just hypothesis, if I knew every day at 12 o'clock that you were jumping in to take a shower, you wouldn't want me knocking on your door or, around by the window, tapping on the window. Hey, man, you getting in the shower? Well, if you're getting in the shower, I got this new soap that you got to try. Oh, okay, you're good on soap? Okay, well, I got this new shampoo. I seen from your history that you've been buying this shampoo, and I got this shampoo right here. But now, you don't need shampoo? You're good. Well, okay, I seen yesterday you was looking at dandruff shampoo. Yo, I got your dandruff shampoo right here. I got it right here, man. If you need that dandruff shampoo, I mean, you ain't got to get it right now, but I'm saying it's just right here. That's going to get a little bit old because there's no decency. There's no privacy. There's no, hey, man, okay, so what if I looked at this? I don't need you selling my information to other people saying, hey, man, he bought this. He bought this last week. He looked at this last month. Hey, man, they took a trip. They took a trip over here. Hey, man, he was looking at trips to Hawaii. He was looking at going to South Texas. He was, and then everybody, you look at a camper one time and look how many ads pop up for a camper. Bam, hey, we got cameras over here, cameras over there, camera. Come on, dude. You can look at something stupid like fish fryers. I'm not saying that fish fryers are stupid. I like fried fish. But the thing that I'm saying is that you can look at fidget spinners. You can look one time at fidget spinners, and then you're going to get an ad for fidget spinners. Hey, man, we got the best fidget spinners on the block. Man, these things are like octacores. They got just round and round. They don't ever stop. I mean, you just barely touch it, and it just spins like a saw blade. Come on, dude. Come on. Apple's like, look, man, look whatever you want to look at. We ain't looking. We've got it encrypted. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier about computers and about people not knowing. Guys, if you haven't already, the best security update advice that I can give you for your cell phone, use two-factor identification. It is a lifesaver. Use two-factor identification. You're going to say, well, why do I want to use two-factor identification? Because if somebody steals your phone and let's say you got it unlocked and they grab it and they're in here trying to do something on your phone and they try to log into your account or change something in your account, it'll say, oh, well, here, we're going to send you a message, and it'll send a message either to your computer or to your watch, which I have it with my watch. It'll send it there, and you can say, it'll say, hey, did you make these changes? Did you want to make these changes? We got this right here. We sent you. If you didn't make it, then, either contact security, shut it down, or whatever. Two-factor identification is another security measure. If you really don't know about that, then ask, kind of spread it around to your family and friends. Another good piece of advice that I've learned is that if you have a lot of passwords, which I know some people use password generators and stuff like that, if you use passwords, and normally, your password needs to be 10 to 18 characters long, right? That includes capital letters, lowercase letters, special symbols, numbers, right? So 15 to 18 characters long. Get you a book. Get you a book. One of them little books about like that. Just a little notepad book, right? And write it down in there. I mean, for some of you guys that use a password generator, that's great. That's great. That's awesome. But here's the reason why I use a book. It's because for all the websites that I use, I write down my passwords, and all the passwords are different. Each and every one of them are different. I mean, it's like stupid stuff, you know, but they're all different. Now, the reason for this is because a password generator, if I use a password generator, I'm not going to remember. If I wipe my computer or something happens, my ID gets stolen or whatever, I've lost those passwords, right? Now, yeah, I can go in and I can reset them and stuff like that, but it's a pain in the butt to do that. But if you get this password book and you write down your passwords in there, if something was to happen to you or your family member, and you needed that password, then they know that they can go. They know that they can go and look in this certain spot in your house, in a safe, at the bank, whatever it is. They know that they can go to your house and get that information, and do what they need to with it, whether it's, unsubscribe to this service or download the music that you have from this service so that they'll have it and be able to keep it and have it for as long as they're around, stuff like that, so people's able to access it. Especially like, hey man, I need you to pay my electric bill. Oh well, you could be overseas or something and call your mom, I need you to pay my electric bill online, and she's like, well, I don't know your password. Then you say, oh okay, well if you go in my room and you look you're gonna see this book. Flip in there, and it should say the name of the electric company, the username, and the password. She puts it in there, bam, 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 and she pays. She handles your electric bill for you while you're overseas, or while you're hemmed up, or whatever the case may be. I just wanted to pass that on because I felt like that you guys could really, really use it. I think that, it always helps, because sometimes for us who are really geeks and technical and just really, really love technology, we tend to forget that, there's people out there that's not as technical and not as enthusiastic about tech as we are. So if I can pass on just a little bit of knowledge to maybe you're new to this channel, maybe you don't know a whole lot about tech, but if I can pass on just a little bit of that knowledge and help you to maybe be a little bit more secure, to be mindful of the stuff that you do, and where to go and stuff like that, then you get to enjoy tech more, because you know that, hey, look, we can be safe doing this, or we can be safe doing that. Or if your best friend's creating an account and its password is password, and you're like, dude, come on, bro, really? Your password is password? You can say, no, man, look, you need to do it like this. You need to make it 15 to 18 characters long. It needs to have capital letters, lowercase, special symbols, and it needs to have numerals in it and stuff like that. So it kind of helps y'all out. Now granted, if somebody wants your password, they're going to get it no matter what. They can break it. There's software out there that can break a password. But it's still, though, if you don't make it easy for them, then it's going to deter. It may deter them a lot more. But I just wanted to pass that out to you guys. Thank you so much for joining, man. We've had a great chat tonight. Great chat. I pray that everybody has a great night and is doing really, really good. But I'm fixing to call it a night. As always, this is your boy, Subzerojray, saying peace. Have a blessed night. I'll see y'all tomorrow for the Wednesday stream. Thank you so much. Shout out to everybody in the chat before I go. Shout out to Tanner Does Tech. Shout out to Phone Tech at Work. Shout out to Reggie U. Shout out to, let's see, Tech for Your Needs. Shout out to Gomez. Shout out to, where's my boy at? Monstrous Maniac. Thank you so much, guys. Yes, shout out to my beautiful wife. As always, it's your boy Subzerojray saying peace. Have a blessed night. Thank you so much, guys. Have a blessed night. Bye.